Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another journal with me video. I am a little bit sick again. I've got a brand new cold. It feels very never ending at this point, but please excuse the sound of my voice. I still wanted to record this voiceover and get another journal with me out this week. This is a page that I did in my journal yesterday, and I decided to do a page that was reflecting on the season that I'm in right now. So if you don't know, I'm from Australia and we are in winter. We're about a month into winter, hence why I keep getting sick. I keep catching colds. The kids are just catching everything and anything at the moment and then spreading it onto me, which is just the way that it goes sometimes. So we're about a month into winter. It's pretty cold, given it's not as cold as it gets in other places of the world, so I shouldn't complain. But I still find that seasonal experience of winter can really affect you if you let it. So that's kind of what this page is about for me. I feel like in the summer and in the springtime, which so many of you would be in right now, it's a lot easier to kind of get motivated for things, and it's a lot easier to just feel like good vibes. I don't know, I know that is probably quite a broad statement and doesn't apply to everyone, but I just feel like in winter it can be really easy to fall into a bit of a seasonal slump where you feel unmotivated because it's cold, and like me, you might be getting sick a lot, and it can feel like not the best time sometimes. Instead of this being a page where I'm writing about how I'm feeling a bit unmotivated and I'm not really loving winter, or I'm just feeling sick all the time, I'm unwell, I'm unmotivated, instead of journaling just those sorts of feelings, I'm actually just trying to turn this into more of like romanticizing winter and looking on the bright side. And so to do that in this journal with me, you'll see that I do a really little like winter bucket list, just with some nice cozy and fun activities that you can do in winter. I also included a short poem that I found that I felt like was encouraging you to look for the bright side of life and to notice the small little things. And I also did some reflective journaling about the things that I'm doing in my life right now and the places that I'm dedicating my time that are giving back to me, that are recharging me creatively, and that are making my days feel full, and that are bringing me to the current moment so that I'm not always looking ahead and thinking, oh, it's going to be spring in 2 months, I can't wait for spring. Instead of having that kind of mindset, to bring me back to today and to appreciate the winter time and to appreciate the things that I love about winter. So that's kind of the take on this page. When I started this particular page, I didn't really know creatively where I was going with the page. I didn't have a set idea in mind. I felt not super creative when I started the page. Like, I felt a little bit lost with where to start. So what I did was I just pulled out a few pieces, and the doily that you see in the right side is from my shop. It's a printable, and the monthly plan piece is also from my shop. So those two pieces are printables from my shop. So the envelope piece actually was gifted to me from a beautiful friend of mine, and the little Alice in Wonderland love heart piece is also a gift from someone else. So I decided to just pull out a few pieces and to glue them down on the page to break in the page. And so it breaks in the page, gives me different sections to work on. It kind of divides up the space, and it helps me just to get started. So sometimes when you don't have a clear idea in mind, or you're not feeling super inspired, you don't have anything, or you don't have much to go off to get you started, sometimes it helps just to pick something and glue it down on the page and just break that page in. It's the same for sketchbooks. If you just put down some color, it makes it so much easier to actually get started, even if you don't know where your ideas are going. I knew that I also wanted to do a little bit of painting on this page, and this is very, very little painting on this page, just this tiny little cottage scene. I wanted to do like a little house in the woods, just because I feel like it looks cozy. I wanted it to have a chimney and the smoke coming out of the chimney. I've been painting a lot of this sort of thing in my sketchbook lately, and I wasn't super happy with how this little one turned out. I was being really, really impatient, and I wasn't letting the gouache paints dry, and I was just kind of layering colors on top, which made them a little bit muddy. And I was also rushing a little bit because I didn't have a whole lot of time this day for journaling, but I do like how it turned out in the end once I went over it with pencil. So on the left side of the page, I wrote reflections on the envelope because that's where I'm going to do my reflective journaling inside. And on the right side, I wrote winter bucket list. For the little monthly plan piece, I pulled out my highlighter and I highlighted all of the Tuesdays of the month because that is the day that I'm aiming to film a video every week for my YouTube channel. I'm giving myself a bit of leeway with this. I may not film every week and I may not always film on a Tuesday, but I'm just trying to give myself a little bit more structure with my filming schedule, my work schedule. Then I pulled out my pen and I'm just writing my winter bucket list, and I kept this really short. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I wanted to include on my winter bucket list. For us, winter is in the middle of the year. It's not around Christmas time, so there's not like Christmassy things that I can put on this bucket list. It's just trying to make the most of the winter and do like cozy and fun things. I drew a little bow underneath the bucket list just to divide up the page, and then I just copied this poem which I had seen on Pinterest. As we hurry along on life's journey today with the joy and the sorrow it brings, and never a thought what we pass on the way, let us look for the beautiful things. There is music that's free, that will surely beguile. 'Tis the song of the bird as he sings, and the sun-kissed breeze makes us linger a while just to look for the beautiful things. Let us close our eyes to the faults of a friend, drop them deep in oblivion's springs. As we travel along to life's golden end, we can always find beautiful things. So I quite liked that poem for the page today. I think it helps to sort of sum up the sort of things that I like to document in my journals and the way I like to document the small and the beautiful things and the everyday things. And I think this poem also just tells us to look for the goodness, reminds us that we're all on a similar journey in life, and just to stop and to pause and to take in the beautiful things that are around us along the way. I wrote this poem out in capital letters. I find that that helps me keep my handwriting a little bit smaller and compact, because I was worried that I was going to run out of room for the whole poem. So I wrote it in capital letters. It's pretty messy, but I think it still looks fine on the page. Once I finished with that, I also pulled out some alphabet stickers and I wrote a quote that says, "Every day my best looks different." And I fit that underneath the little cottage picture that I did. I used a variety of letter stickers because I knew I didn't have much space down there to use the same type, and I also didn't have enough letters in like any of those alphabet stickers except for the top ones, which were too big, so I had to kind of make do. And then I wrote the word different out with my pen because I couldn't fit anything, and I also didn't have the right stickers, and then they weren't sticking super well to the page, so I put a piece of clear packaging tape over the top of that quote. For my monthly plan card, instead of filling in those little boxes with stuff, I just put out some little stickers, and I just selected stickers that I felt like were symbolizing some winter activities or things that I'm enjoying right now, and things that look kind of cozy and winter related. So instead of using words to fill in the calendar, I'm just using stickers and images to do that. Lastly, I'm going to fill in this green index card with some reflective journaling. This is going to sit inside the envelope on the page, and before I did my journaling, I just layered a couple of stamp stickers in the corner. And this is what the finished page looks like. So this is a pretty simple page, but there's a couple of different ideas here that you can take. You could do some journaling inside an envelope. You could fill in a monthly calendar with stickers and kind of map out your month. You can do quotes. You can use a variety of alphabet stickers and you can use them all together for a mix and match look. Or you can cut letters out of magazine. You can find poems that you love and include them in your journal. You can write your own bucket list for whatever season you are in right now. Or you can just do some reflective journaling. We're halfway through the year, so it's a good time to kind of look back on the year so far and the sort of goals that you set yourself at the start of the year, and you can just see how you're tracking along with that. Those are just a couple of different ideas if you're looking for something to do in your journal today. But I really hope you enjoyed this journal with me. Hopefully next week I don't sound quite as sick, but I hope you still enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you so much for being here until the end. I hope you're all doing really well, and I will be back soon with another video.